So this is the kind of trouser we want to sew in this video, with the elastic, rope, zip and band all together in one trouser. So please watch to the end. And in order to get this trouser with the band, rope, elastic and zip, this is how you're going to go about it. So I cut like 2 different gum stays and fabric, and this is how I got my measurements. So I've sewn my trouser to this level. I've joined the pockets, the front and the back together. I just did not join the back, the 2 sides of the back together. So just join the zip, and then you open your zip, take your measurements like this. You, for the gum stay part, you're going to go out by 2.5. From the beginning of this zip side, you're going to go up by 2.5. Then you measure it to the joining, that's the pocket side, to the joining of the front and back. You're not measuring it to the end, which is just for the gum stay. You're going to measure 2.5 from the beginning to the joining of the waist, and then the other side. So you do the same thing, because sometimes you will have different measurements. So that was how I got my gum stay, by 1.5. Whatever you get there plus that 2.5 that you're going out with, you measure it to the joining for by 1.5. That's how I got my gum stay. Now for the fabric, you're going to measure the waist throughout, from the back side to the front zip side. That's like one part of the waist. You're going to measure it, then add 4 inches, which you're still going to trim at the end, but it's better for you to have more fabric than for you to have less fabric to work with. So I hope that got everything we need to know about the measurements for the gum stay and for the fabric itself. So I cut that out already, and we're going to go into the gumming process. So now for the gumming, after getting the measurements already, now I want to gum the gum stay. You should know that one part of the gum is going to be facing the other part. You cannot put it this part facing like this and another part facing the same way it is facing. They have to face like opposite each other, just like this, because you know they are like left and right of the trouser now. So you can't place the gum stay the exact way this lower one is facing. They have to face like opposite each other. That's just the best way to help you not make mistake when you're folding. So I'm just going to gum that together, and then I'm going to fold it. So now there are different ways of folding this down. You can fold it the same way you fold your band, and then you fold like in bias form. You gum it, fold one side by 0.5 and fold the other side. So you can do it that way. And don't forget to leave your 0.5. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Don't forget to leave your 0.5 before you gum your gum stay. So I'm just going to fold it down like this. We're going to get to the part I was trying to explain. So this is the part I was trying to explain earlier. You know, these remaining inches that are left at the bottom side, you can either fold it on top and sew it this normal way we used to sew our band. You can do it like that, or you can use the bias form. I'm going to be using bias to sew the mouth. Anyone is fine. I just like using the bias because it gives it this neat finishing. You can do it this same way we do normal band, or you can do it the same way I'm going to do it in this video. Anyone is fine. You're still going to achieve the same thing. So we're just going to do the same thing for the second one, and then move to the machine to continue the sewing process. Now the first thing we're going to be working with is our band. We're going to fix the band first. We're going to join the band before we fix it to the trouser. So just to get that hole on that we get to put the rope, we're going to measure 5.5 inches. I can say this is constant. You can use 5.5 or 5 inches. Anyone is fine. I'm using 5.5 inches because we're going to be sewing 0.5, so it will still come back to 5 inches. So after getting your 5.5 inches, we're going to sew that place that is folded by 0.5. Note that on the gum stay part, you're just going to sew a little bit of the gum stay part, then you leave out like 0.5 or 1 inch for the hole. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. This place I'm notching is the place I left. The fabric is white, so I'm not sure you're going to see well. But like on the gum stay part, you're not going to sew it throughout. You sew like from the beginning, stop at the middle part, then you leave hole like this, then you continue down to the end. I feel like that should be explanatory enough. So you just divide it and then you see how the hole is going to come about. So after notching, this is how it looks like, and our hole is going to be visible. The rope is going to be able to enter. So now, just to make that place look neat and have a good finishing, we're going to sew it side by side, just straight down. It's just a straight sewing. We're going to just to hold that this cut out together. So we're going to sew it down. So now this is how it is looking so neat. After sewing the two sides to make it look neat, we're going to have our hole where the rope is going to go in through. So now it's just for us to do the second part. For the second side of the trouser, the same exact thing we did for this one, we're going to do it for that other one too, leaving the same hole and everything we left, and that's all for the. So now the next thing I want to do is to use our bias to tape the mouth. This is the part I was saying you can just fold it the way we fold our normal band, or you can use your bias to fold it. Anyone is fine. I've used my bias to sew it already, and this is how it is looking, so neat. And yeah, that is all you want to do for the band. Now it's time for us to join it to our trouser. So we're sewing this the same way we saw our normal band, but this time around we're coming on the right side. Normally we would sew on the wrong side and bring it forward our normal band way, but this time around we're sewing on the right side like this, making sure your gum stay part is on the front side of the trouser. You are leaving 0.5 inch out of the band before you start sewing. So you just sew that down to the back of the butt side. So now after joining the two sides to the trouser body already, we're going to go join the back together before we now add our elastic. So just make sure, like I said earlier, we're going to have excess, and this is it. So we're going to trim that out after joining the back together. So you're going to sew this one from the beginning to the end like 2 times. So after all that, it's time for us to close up our front. We're almost getting to the end of this tutorial. Before putting our elastic, we're just going to close this one down, and now you can see that the back, should I call it the back, but the second side of the band where there's no elastic, it is longer than the front side. That's because we didn't fold it, and we made the band 4 inches and we made the elastic 1.5 just to make it longer like this, so it can cover it at the back. While you're sewing, you're going to understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's going to make sense, but I made my band 4 inches and I made the gum stay 1.5. So yeah, that's why it is more than enough, which is fine. So we're just going to sew that together. So we'll just notch it now, and then we'll turn it over to see how it is looking so far. When you turn it over, this is how it should look like before you put your elastic. So now it is time to put our elastic, and then we come to this side, this joining from the front to the back. That's where we're going to put our elastic, because the elastic is just at the back. The front is the band, which is where you used gum stay. So exactly on that joining, you're going to take your elastic, and then you put it like this, just the way I am putting it, in the middle of the joining of the front and the back, and then we're going to sew it straight down. You just notch it like 2 or 3 times. You don't have to make it too much. Then we're going to sew it, notch it 2-3 times. It's fine. And then when it's time for you to now want to measure how we're going to put it to the other side, there's no big measurements for that. Just drag you don't need to drag your elastic, because it's elastic, it's going to drag on its own. Just put the elastic to the midpoint of the joining, this part, this midpoint of the waist, the back to the middle of the butt. Then you're going to cut it. That is the elastic you're going to use for the back waist throughout. I hope this makes sense. Where we just sew now measure it to the back joining, not the other side of the waist, the back joining. That is just the measurement you're going to use for the back elastic. So now that same elastic, you drag it again to this side, because you want to sew it to the other side of the waist. The same thing you did at the left, you're going to do it at the right, and notch it like 2 or 3 times. That is all you need to know about how to do the elastic. And then after we finish doing the elastic, now we're going to join the waist. We're going to cover it, rather. We're going to cover it. This is our final sewing after joining your elastic. So now we already have everything. We have our zip done, we have our band done, and the elastic is ready. It's just for you to sew your rope separately, and then you use your safety pin to choke it inside that hole that we made at the beginning, the hole at the front. That is where we're going to choke our hole through. So this is everything you need to know about this band. It's not that serious. If you follow the tutorial step by step, that is all you need to know. So now we're done with the elastic, and it's time for us to it's time for us to sew the band. So this is why we made the stitch from the front the other time. So now we're going to sew on top this our seam that we did the first time, neatly and gently, please. You don't have to make it rough. So after doing all that, this is all we have to do. And when you make your rope, just put your rope through that hole, and that is all. Please, if you find this tutorial useful, give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Like this video, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.